So recently, I became interested in skateboarding, particularly in purchasing a skateboard for my daughter. Like many of you, I considered going to a skateboard shop and asking a salesperson to help me select one. I also considered going to an online store and reading reviews of different brands and models. But what I really wanted was the advice of someone who wasn't trying to sell me a skateboard they liked, but could help me choose one my daughter would like. For that, I decided to search online for an article written to help new skateboarders or their parents make wise choices. I found an article right away, but I noticed that some of the vocabulary terms might be unfamiliar to some people. Using the dynamic text leveling tool, I'm able to see other words that pretty much mean the same thing and help me feel confident that I understand what the author was telling me. So go to your article and turn on the Snap and Read Universal extension. Remember, you're going to click on it until it turns blue and you see the black and white toolbar appear. So go through and highlight the text you want to read, and then click on the third button. This is the leveling tools. I turned it on, and right away I'll notice that some words in this paragraph started to be italicized, or they kind of lean now. They look a little different. When I hover my cursor over it, it shows me the first word before the comma, tells me the word that used to be there. If I click on it, I can actually see the paragraph the way it was originally written. It can be a pretty intimidating process, but not everyone knows what intimidating means. So if I click on it again, it says it's threatening or scary. It can be a pretty threatening or scary process. I think more people would understand what that means. Again, click on it again and it changes it back to the way the paragraph was originally written. If I want to read the paragraph without the leveling tool, I just go up here and turn it off. Now, there are some options available with the leveling tool as well. So I'm going to go up to the icon and either right-click if I use a mouse, or two-finger click if I'm using a Chromebook with a trackpad. I'm going to go to Options, and I'll see the options. Now, you remember we adjusted some of the speaking options, but I can also go down here and I see that text complexity is something I can adjust. On the left here, I have it set right now for the least complexity. So I will see more words adapted with adjusted for easier words or substituted extra words. If I turn it to the right, it's going to make even fewer words show up as adjusted or leveled. So for most people that are going to use this tool, you're probably going to have set it far to your left. If you have a really difficult article and it seems like everything is adapted, you can come here to the options and set it a little bit higher. But for now, you might want to set it to the left until you figure out what level of reader and a leveling that you want to use. One other feature I really love, show readability in icon. It's currently turned off right now, but if I click on it and turn it on, I'm going to go back now. I'm going to close this window, go back to my article. You'll notice now that the icon up here has a little number by it. In this case, my article has the number 7. What this means, and again, this isn't super precise, but it says that the language of this article, the way it was originally written, is about the difficulty or vocabulary of a 7th grade student. That's really helpful to me. If I'm a 3rd grade student, it makes me that more aware that when I'm reading this article, that some of the vocabulary might be unfamiliar to me. If it was 9, even more words would be unfamiliar. On the other hand, if that number matches my grade level and I'm a reader at grade level, that it probably means I could get by without the leveling tool. But you can always try it anyway. So it's a nice feature I really like.